Okay, welcome back, guys. Today I want to make a slightly different type of a video. I want to show something on a longer term. So let me just quickly flip over to monthly before I show this. So this is on a monthly. This is where you can see where we started our bull market trend. So before that, these are every other month, but this particular month you can see is October, right? So this happened in September where we got our signal. So just before September, you can see August, we were kind of indecisive, and then we broke through on the month of October. So I want to go to weekly and show you what I'm seeing. So on the weekly, I get to see a bull flag. So this is what's known as a bull flag pattern, right? So this particular yellow line, you can see long yellow line here. This is our pole, flag pole, and this is our flag. Now on the flag, it has to be the lines, both lines have to be pretty much parallel, which you can see is pretty. It's actually kind of matching up. So it's almost parallel. You can actually say parallel as well. Anyway, so on this particular weekly, what you can see is that we had a parabolic ride all the way up to 42 from 10,000, by the way. So just to show you, let's go back here. If you look at the bottom of this, it was 10,500 and yeah, 10,593. So just say 10,500. From there, we went all the way to 42. And then we created the bull flag here, basically, where basically you can see the downtrend, but the downtrend is actually a good downtrend. It's actually quite healthy. So based on the bull flag pattern, and if I take this line and then I copy it, I actually get this line. So if I just want to quickly show you. So if I go to the high and the low, you will see that this matches. Let me bring it up a little bit here. There you go. This matches exactly to that line, right? So we're going to use this as our measuring tool. Just I'm going to put it on the side for right now. And what this does is it shows us that we're still on a bull trend. If you look at the NVT, and I want to quickly, so on the NVT, as you can see here, we are still showing very, very bullish, right? And this is on the weekly, because the problem is when you look at the daily, hourly, or the 4 hourly, you don't get to see all of this data. What you do see is something different. But on the weekly, you can see that the NVT is flashing red, which means we're still okay. The color red doesn't mean bad in this sense. It actually means good. So we're doing very good here. And I just want to show you the bull flag here. Now, a bull flag can be invalidated. Only time a bull flag can be invalidated is whatever the top high price we went to, the all-time high we went to. If we break 50% below that, then a bull flag will be invalidated. And funnily, this particular line here, you can see some of the guys who are on my group, you can see this line was drawn weeks back. And this was drawn on the hourly charts, basically. And I left it there. It's actually, if you look, you can see that it's just sitting there, right? Sorry, where am I? My bad, sorry. 1 second, let me get rid of that. And let me get rid of this. So you can see this is a line that's been locked. This line also has been locked. You can see it clearly here that it's been locked. I'm not moving those lines. They're staying there until the trend changes. So the trend is your friend until the end, right? Let's go. So we know we have a bull flag. On the bull flag, on the weekly bull flag, we can see that the invalidation point would be in the region of about $21,000. Now, on the hourly charts, we know that we've got some good support around this particular line, and I'll show you that in a bit. So as long as we're in this channel, and even if we come all the way down here, and you can see this is our currently our support line where we're constantly, it's trying to bring it down. The bears are trying to bring it down, and we're constantly supporting this. And I'll show you this on the hourly and the 4 hourly, how we're basically constantly keeping up to this. And the Fibonacci 0786 level, basically, we're constantly keeping up with those. Excuse me. So those are the that's the weekly. Now let me move into the daily and I'll show you what I'm seeing. So on the daily, actually no, I want to quickly go back to the weekly and show you something else because it's quite important. So on the weekly, this is weeks ago, months ago, right? So this is this week. We haven't completed previous week, the week before, and so on and so forth, and vice versa. I want to show you something here, which is quite fascinating, right? When did we know that we are now going to push forward and, have a great, the bull run's going to start, right? When did we actually get to know this? So I'm going to show you some doji candles here. These are known as doji candles, where you have a very slim body and long wicks. But what I want to show you is a few signs here that kind of pointed towards the thing. So these are known as just pretty much standard doji, nothing much happening here, very standard, and we can go weeks and weeks back. So let me just quickly zoom out just to show you. We can go weeks and weeks back. We didn't really have any, you know, and we are now in 2019 territory, right? We didn't really have much to show us that what was happening. However, if you come back to the charts here, in 2020, right, and we had our first kind of signal to tell us basically, and we had a first doji, right, to show us. Now this is known as a gravestone doji, which, you know, indicates that basically the market wants to go down. But this is where everything kind of changed, right? So we came all the way up here and we were doing this thing, so we kind of reversed the trend here. This one also is an indecisive one. It doesn't show much, but this particular candle here, this particular candle here, this particular candle here, both pointed that, okay, we might change the signal, right? We did kind of change it, but then we were not confirmed. It took us a few more weeks until we came and confirmed it on this particular candle here. Once we confirmed that, then we again confirmed it here where the bears tried to push it down. We confirmed it. And then as you can see, history is history. And we came up and we went to 42. For us to invalidate, as I said earlier on, we have to come to the level of about 21,000, which is approximate here, which is just below this white line. Now we're going to go to our daily and weekly just to kind of show you what's happening on the daily chart. So obviously you've seen the line, you know, I haven't continued the line. If I continue this line and put it all the way up here, you can see why the line was drawn in that particular location. But let's go into a closer picture and see more nearer to the time. So on the daily candles, you can see how we are bouncing around this particular line here. And, you know, this has now become our support, resistance, support, resistance, support. And then you see this white line here. So very important, this white line here, which is where we are currently supporting our trend. So this has become our trend, our downwards trend line, and also our bull flag parallel lines, resistance and support. As long as we stay within these two lines, we should be okay. And also we have good support around here. Again, we should be okay. If we break below this, and what I mean to say that if we go here, test, break, test, and then come down here, we still have a good chance. As long as we stay within this yellow line, it's okay. It's actually not a bad deal. However, if we break below this yellow line and we come to this support and we break even below and we go to our 21,000 and below, then unfortunately it is a bearish signal and everybody should be warned. Basically, we could be in a long-term consolidation, and, you know, anything to do with the bull market could be kind of an iffy. However, as long as we continue to maintain this support line and we break above this, and if we break above this, so we need to break above this particular line, because currently, as you can see, this is our resistance and support. So if we break above this and we go and we do a pattern and we form a pattern and we break above this particular level here, the last previous high, which is 42, then we know that the market's now turned back and it's going to go. What is my opinion on all of this, right, is the question I think a lot of you guys are probably thinking. Well, remember earlier on, I took a line, I took this line and I copied it and I said, okay, let me do a measure tool. And what I want to show you is how I'm measuring this, right? So here's my little line that I've got. Let's bring this line over just to show you what I'm seeing. So I'm going to give you, first I'm going to give you the bullish scenario. Bearish scenario, I think I've already given to you. So let's talk about bullish scenario first. On the bearish scenario, you can obviously see that we have to hold this support line here, and we have to hold this support line, and this has also become our support line, right? So the yellow line, bottom yellow line here is also our support. So we've got three separate support lines here. If one fails, then we've got another. If the other fails, then we've got another. And if the other fails, then God knows what will happen. However, let's talk of our bullish scenario. As this is a bull flag, what do we think it might do? And when do we think it might do it? Now, when is a hard question, but what do we think it will do? So, for example, if tomorrow we were supposed to break our you know, go above our, because the bull flag's there, it's telling us we're going to have a bullish thing. if we break above the yellow line and break above the all-time high, we could be looking at testing the $58,000 mark. However, I want to change things around a little bit. I don't want to really look that bullish. And I say, you know what? We're looking at the end of February. So by that time, where would we go? Again, the end of February showing pretty much the same thing, right? So we might be down here. We say, okay, probability, we might go even lower, and we might go to the bottom of this or even touch this support line, right? So where do you think that would be? In that case, the support line, quite funnily, brings me to my $52,000 mark, right? As you can see, this is the $52,000 mark that I've been talking about, that the Fibonacci levels have been signaling. So it could be, I mean, it might take a little while. I think we're going to have a little bit more longer time. Give me 1 second. I think we're going to have a little bit more longer time. I don't think we're going to be doing it there. I've got a feeling that it's going to be at least to the middle of the March or the end of the March until we see this. So we might have a few more weeks of going sideways, maybe even going this way, and then attempt the breakout. It's not unusual for us to have a long consolidation. I mean, sometimes we can have weeks, if not months, of consolidation. But I think on this one, you know, definitely we do have a good few weeks. Let's see. So this is why we have to be very careful and observe our weekly charts, because that's where things will change for us, right? So currently, as you can see, weekly charts showing bearish, 3 weeks of bearish signal. Excuse me. Hate that one, it does. Right, let's go. So we got 3 weeks of bearish. We haven't closed our week yet. Let's see how this week turns out. So far, if you look carefully, this is a hammer. All right. This is pretty much not considered anything, but this one is a standard doji. What it's doing is saying that this particular week we might open and close at the same price, but this could easily become a doji star. If it does become a doji star, which is not a bad deal, it's very good. However, what we're looking for is a dragonfly. If we can get a dragonfly, right, and we can push this up all the way up here, then we know the next few weeks we're going to go up. If we don't, then we might actually still continue in this particular trend line. But so far, the trend is holding, right? The trend is your friend. So it is very good. Now, while I'm on the subject, I wanted to also quickly show you guys. So you remember I was talking about the NVT. So the weekly NVT is positive. Let's have a look at the daily NVT. Daily NVT is also positive, as you can see. But if you go into the 4 hourly, it's also, and on the hourly, let's have a look on the hourly. Hourly NVT has also changed and become positive now. So earlier on, hourly NVT was actually down. In fact, the daily NVT was also down, but now it's moved back up again, which is very good. So that means that we're looking quite positive on the hourly, daily, and the 4-hour charts. Now, I want to move you over to Ethereum, because we have a whole different story forming in Ethereum. So as you can see, this is our downwards trend line. This is our long-term upwards trend line. So I've drawn that. But I want to show you something that I saw on the chart, which actually I think is quite fascinating. So if I just quickly zoom in a little bit, and I want to show you, and I'm going to draw this just to show you, and let me see how much you've learned so far about patterns. So what I see this, I see this, I see this, and next thing I see is this. If you look carefully, we are forming, I mean, it could be, I might be wrong, but more to me, right? So I'm not looking at the mini time frames. I'm not looking at the mini hours. I'm looking at the macro. On the macro level, this looks more like a W. This looks like we might just have a W breakout. Now, we do know we've had the previous high broken here, and we went to 480, which is 1480, sorry, which is fine. But I think that we do have a big significant pump coming. And if this pump does come, where do I think we're going to go? Now, so looking at the, looking at the longer time frame and thinking about it and saying, okay, do you know what? We might, if this does break up, where would we go to? And I want to get the Fibonacci level, the Fibonacci 1618 golden ratio. And you can see that that brings us to the 2131 level. And remember one thing, guys, a W breakout, you always have the first part of the W slightly lower than the last part, right? So if this is here and we've got the neckline here and we break above the neckline, which we did already actually, funnily, we broke above the neckline, then we are bound to come down a little bit to form the W. Once we form the W, funnily, our last leg usually is longer, higher, bigger than the previous leg. So this is what I wanted to show you on a macro level and on a bullish level, where basically what I'm thinking this might do. I mean, you could argue and say, well, hold on, we could have it from here and this could be an M. Yeah, but an M pattern doesn't have an upper. The last leg is not higher. If this falls below this low, right? So what I want to show you, let me just quickly get rid of this. 1 second. Let me just show you. Let's get rid of this, and let's also get rid of this. So what I'm trying to say here is if, right, if this turns and goes below this particular level here, so as long as this particular corner or whatever of the last leg of the W is higher, we are in a W. If it breaks below this, then we're not in a W. Okay, very simple, easy to understand. Yes, it could easily turn into an M, but only way you can turn into an M is if the pattern goes something more like this and then this, right? And it has to be lower for it to be. So far, it doesn't look like it. So far, for me, it looks like we're forming a brand new W from here to there and then up. Oh, off we go. So Ethereum is definitely playing a different pattern, you know, and I'm actually a little bit more bullish now on Ethereum than I was before, and I am considering opening some trades. As I said to you before as well, I don't actually trade Ethereum because it's too volatile, and you can see in the charts how volatile it is. I mean, if I just take it to your 4-hourly just to show you, right, it is very, very volatile. So if you look at this, you can see it's very volatile. However, good news is we have a closing wedge, we have another wedge here, we have another wedge, and we do not have a broadening wedge, which is very good. A broadening wedge usually goes into a bearish pattern, but this is not. This is more of a bullish continuation pattern. And if I just show you on a longer time frame, you can see that this has been a bullish continuation pattern for us continuously. I don't want to make the charts too, so I have too much detail on it, so I have deleted some of the stuff. But so far, I can see bullish, you know, consolidation, bullish, consolidation, bullish, you know, and this for me is another W, right? And also, if you look, is a W within a W, and then now there's another W forming, and you know, as long as we have higher highs and higher lows, as you can see, we are definitely higher here than we were here. That's a W. We're higher here than we were here. That's, you know, for me, that's just another W, very bullish. So Ethereum looks very, very promising, very, very positive. And I think I don't really have to do too many analysis on that to say that this is what we're going to have. And if we do, I don't see us not reaching the 2,100 or close to that at least. I think we are going to really push for this. So the next push we're going to see, we might see a couple of $100 in one day. I mean, we're already seeing that where we've been going to 1350 or something like this, coming down all the way back to almost 12 something. So where Ethereum was moving $20, $30 a day, I said this on a tweet actually not long ago. When, you know, we're going to come to a point where basically Ethereum is going to do $300, $400, $500 a day. All right, on a good day, it will do $500, $600 a day. So I don't see it being much of an issue. I think this is where we're heading towards. Also, I wanted to talk about something else on this particular thing. Right, this is important. Right, let's get rid of this chart for a second. I want you to see something here. And I'm going to leave this chart clean. I'm not going to say anything on this chart. I want you to understand something. We know Ethereum has broken above its all-time high, which is here, right? So Ethereum has broken its all-time high, you know, and we smashed the, 1 second. Let's get rid of this as well. Right. So let's bring this here and let's zoom in a little bit. Right. Let's zoom in a little bit. Right. So we know Ethereum broke the all-time high just here, which is 1478. And this is Binance chart anyway. It doesn't matter where it is, but close enough. We broke the previous all-time high, which was here, and then the previous one, which was way back in 2017. So 2018, sorry. So we've beat that. But what I want to show you is we haven't actually beaten the all-time high. All right, money value doesn't matter anything. Remember, everything is valued in Bitcoin. Now, I want to show you on a longer term, just so you can understand what's going on. Let's have a look at the daily just to show you what we're doing here. 1 second, sorry. Let me just show you weekly, actually. This is going to be easier for me, I think. Right, let's bring it here. This is the all-time high, all right, of Bitcoin to, Ethereum to Bitcoin. What I mean by that is one Ethereum on the all-time high used to be worth 12% of a Bitcoin. Currently, we are 0.44 of a Bitcoin. All right. In some places, they say 0.5, 0.6, but 0.45 or 0.46. But let's just keep it here, 0.4, right? So we're only 4.5% approximately of a Bitcoin. That's not good enough. That's not the all-time high. What we need to see is Bitcoin against Ethereum to go to this level and beat that. That's the one that we need to see. Also, this particular thing I'm just showing you here, right? Okay, this particular chart, Ethereum to Bitcoin chart, is very important. It has a very big significance in what will happen to Bitcoin in the future. If we want Bitcoin to go to 100,000, 200,000, but currently we're seeing bearish scenarios. Currently, people are being a bit cautious or not coming in or being very bearish, basically. If we want to see the market turn, then Bitcoin's younger brother, Ethereum, might just be the one to push the market back up again. If we get, and this is going to be my crazy kind of a prediction, what I'm going to say right now. Okay, this is stupid, but you know what? I'll just do it. If Ethereum against BTC goes from here, right, goes from here to say about here, I think we're going to see a big sell-off in Ethereum. Okay, we're going to see a big sell-off. If we beat the all-time high of Ethereum to Bitcoin, we're going to see a big sell-off in Ethereum, and this money flowing back into Bitcoin. That's what I'm going to see. All right, so I don't know what price is going to be, but I can tell you this much. If Ethereum is the same 12% value of the thing, so let's get a calculator. I have my calculator. Let's do this. So current price, today's price is what? Let's have a look at today's Bitcoin price. Right now Bitcoin price is 31,400. So 31,400, all right, and we times it by 12%, right? Let's do this now. That makes one Ethereum worth $3,768. $3,768, and it will be worth 12% of a Bitcoin if Bitcoin stays as today's price. If then people decide to take the profit and then pump the Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin will be pumped because a lot of people will say, whoa, we're getting a lot more Bitcoin. And you know what happens when you have 12% of a Bitcoin? You only need 8 Ethereum. At current price, right? At current price, what you have to understand, I think you need approximately about 25, 26 or 27 Ethereum to make one Bitcoin. But when you need 8 Ethereum to make one Bitcoin, what do you think they're going to do? I'll tell you what everyone's going to do. They're going to make Bitcoin. They're going to convert them into Bitcoin by whatever means. So Bitcoin will have the pump. Ethereum will probably just stand still for a little bit. That's what we need right now. Ethereum has not beaten the all-time high. So when I say all-time high, yes, cash-wise, all-time high, done. Bitcoin wise, no. So we need to see this level form very soon. The sooner we can get to this, above this breakpoint, then yeah, we know Bitcoin is going to pump. That's when we're going to pump and we're going to go to higher levels. I'm talking to you, I'm doing this video here, and I'm getting orders. Right. Somebody wants to talk about Ethereum. There you go. I'll just show you quickly here. Somebody wants another £400 worth of Ethereum. So yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm doing this one live. How about this? There we go. Done. Just like that. That's how we do a business. So yeah, very fast. But anyway, just wanted to talk about basically those kind of the charts, what I've seen. So I know this video is quite unusual, not the kind of stuff I do normally, but I felt that it will help you guys understand what we're seeing. The reality, Ethereum hasn't topped out its all-time high yet against Bitcoin. We need that. When we do have that, we know Ethereum will help Bitcoin pump even further. People are going to take profits exactly the same way they took profits when Bitcoin went to $42,000. It's a hard reality. It's a hard truth, right? But that's what it is. And also look at the Bitcoin pattern. So far, we're still very bullish. We've definitely got another few weeks. I'm personally saying until March. So we've got the whole of February to observe and see, are we going to continue? We might have a big sell-off, but we might also not have a sell-off, and we might just reverse the trend. If we do, then we're definitely going, because it could be a bullish continuation pattern according to the bull flag. So let's have a look and see. But definitely, that's the one for Bitcoin. For Ethereum, I see a W forming. I don't see anything else. On a longer time frame, I see a big W forming. I see that we're going to push for another one. Also, talking about push for another one, every time we go and touch or push towards an all-time high, we're bound to break it at some point or another. And the opposite goes, if we are going to go and continuously touch the support, then we do have a high likelihood of breaking down. So please be aware of that. Anytime we're going to push towards the downside and constantly touch that support line, we will break it at some point. Anytime we have an upside and we're constantly pushing the resistance, we're also going to have, at some point, we're going to break out. So these are basic fundamentals that you have to understand. So I think that's enough for today's video. It's been a very long one. I hope it's been educational. Hope I could help. And what I would like is anybody who hasn't subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button, very important. Smash that like button, share with one other if you want to. It does help the channel. And I've got so many links down there on the bottom of the description, also my legal disclaimer on the bottom of the description. So please read all of them, understand what's going on. There's plenty of stuff there for you to go and find links if you're new, to start up with. I try and help most of the newbies. I try and keep my language not too technical, because if I do, then half the people won't understand it. So just want to leave it there. Very simple video, and hope this one helps everybody. And let's break out. Let's have some good candles. Let's have some good weeks. But for now, I think anybody who's not trading or who's not buying, if you're not buying, you can wait on the sidelines. But sadly, what you have to understand, nobody can catch the bottom. So best thing to do for anyone is dollar cost average in. If you're already in the market and you want to open a trade or something, then I would recommend just stay out of the game. Right now, it's not worth it. You might get burnt. So just wait for the breakouts. If the breakouts come, then do it. If not, then you're going to risk everything. This is not financial advice, but that's what it is. Anyway, guys, take care. Let's not make it any longer. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.